What is happening on Minnesota Vikings Man 28? And today we're going to be talking about why the Minnesota Vikings should not draft a wide receiver in the first round. So let's get right into it. So, as you can see right up on the screen, I am going to be talking about Laquan Treadwell first and foremost, since he was our most recent first-round wide receiver pick. And this was back in 2016 when we only had, one true wide receiver at the time, and in Stephon Diggs. After a great rookie year, and he was a fourth-round pick. Stephon Diggs, fourth-round pick. That's one point I want to make. You can get good wide receivers in later rounds. That is proven. Not all first-round wide receivers pan out, and you can get some steals in later rounds. So, I digress. So, Laquan Treadwell, first year, you don't expect to do much in your first year, a limited amount of snaps. Targeted 3 times, though. 1 catch, 15 yards. 1 catch, 15 yards. 2017, when we made the NFC Championship game, he got 200 yards off 20 receptions. Not bad, but 57.1% catch rate. That is bad. Even 66%, his best in 2018. Not good. He had his most amount of yards, but the yards per reception, and then he got his first touchdown in 2018. Just sad. In 2019 to get a touchdown. I do remember this one. This was against the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football. But yeah, in this catching percentage, 56.3. This was, and he didn't start one game. But when Adam Thielen was hurt, he produced more toward the end. So he is, getting a little bit better finally. Which is why Atlanta decided to take a chance on him. As you can see now, he is signed with the Atlanta Falcons. A free agency move I forgot to cover, but this is also for you Falcons fans talking about Laquan Treadwell. So yeah, Laquan Treadwell bust. Looking at other wide receivers that we drafted, Dylan Mitchell, 7th round wide receiver, not much. Olabisi Johnson. He is a great wide receiver 3. I'm not sure about 2. He can, play wide receiver 2 sometimes. But he is, but I would say great wide receiver 3, Olabisi Johnson. Let me see, Rodney Adams, Stacy Coley. We got Laquan, Moritz Boehringer. He's not on the team anymore. That was a good story. Stephon Diggs, 5th round. Cordell Patterson, another first round wide receiver. As a wide receiver, we didn't really use him as a wide receiver. Kickoff returner, great kickoff returner, great rusher, decent wide receiver. But I'm not sure about first round worthy. Jarius Wright, 4th rounder. He is I thought he was a great wide receiver, 2 or 3, when he played. Of course, on the 2017 season, great wide receiver 3. He's been proven to produce. Any other ones? Okay. Wait. Percy Harvin, only wide receiver in the first round that we've taken in most recent years, and probably this millennium that panned out. Even though he turned out to be a diva, got rid of him, but he turned out to be good. That is shot in the dark. But we also need wide receiver that year. Because it was Bernard Berrian and Sidney Rice, but Sidney Rice, in terms of his production, wasn't much. Bernard Berrian was only true wide receiver, and even then, still need some extra help, and this year we need cornerback help and offensive line help. While back in 2008, going in 2009, it was more centered around wide receiver. Anybody else I want to mention? So Sidney Rice, great wide receiver. Once in 2009, beyond, was much better. And he was a second rounder. Anybody else I want to mention? Troy Williamson. Yeah, I looked at this. This didn't pan out well. And then Nate Burleson. Yeah, Nate Burleson. Great one for the Vikings. So, yeah, and then he was a third rounder. So, what I want to say is that a lot of people have us, drafting a wide receiver in the first round with a cornerback. Cornerback is number one, but I think offensive line is number two because of the new Kirk Cousins contract. That's just my opinion. We need to help Dalvin Cook as well. Offense runs through Dalvin Cook. What does Dalvin Cook need? A good offensive line. So cornerback and then offensive line are my two positions. I would, yes, cornerback, should be drafted first, but I wouldn't be mad if offensive line was taken first as well because the picks are so close together. In my mock draft, as you saw, I did offensive line first because of Josh Jones. I thought because maybe the Patriots would maybe if I didn't pick him, the Patriots would do it. But of course, Josh Jones, could be 18 to Dolphins. Who knows? So yeah, and then cornerback. Patriots think we're good there. Maybe the Saints would have picked up cornerback, but I don't think they. It's just the Patriots and Saints. What to worry about in terms of drafting between 22 and 25. So wide receivers for this draft, deep. This is a deep class, and I think there may be 5-6 wide receivers first round. So let's see, like these 5, maybe can swap out, T Higgins, for top 5 or whatever. But I think at least maybe 5 in the first round, and if you go at number 10, like probably we'll get. Maybe not number 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jalen Reagor. That's good. This is a deep class. Michael Pittman. Would you be mad with Michael Pittman? I wouldn't be mad with Michael Pittman second round. KJ Hamler. I think that's like the end of my line. Yeah, I would say that's at the end of my line. KJ Hamler. Anything lower than that, I don't know. All these other guys, happy to take him in a second round. I think I forgot who I forgot who I predicted the Vikings taking in the second round. Was it I think was it Brandon? I don't know. But Vikings fans, two very popular ones on YouTube, Realistic Randy, and Purple for the Win podcast, know that wide receiver is not like one of the top 2 priorities. Cornerback is definitely number 1. Of course, Realistic Randy, has cornerbacks 22 and 25. I wouldn't be too mad at that. But I would just prefer one of them because, need to balance it out a little bit. But hey, Mike Zimmer in charge. So not going to say anything to him. Now, if we look at something like this, Purple for the Win podcast 1, offensive tackle, cornerback, wide receiver. This right here, my dream right here. Urza Cleveland, even, 22. Fulton, cornerback. I have Fulton. I think we're gonna get Fulton, and then hey, Brandon, if he comes, if they, other these others like T Higgins, Lavishka, Chenault, Mims goes ahead of Brandon. Hey, we could get Brandon. I think we can. I think maybe this was the one I had in my mock draft. I don't know. I'll have to look again. I'm not going to guess right now. But yeah. So, and you look at the offensive line list. Give me a minute. Offensive line list. After Josh Jones, you got big, distance from the rest of these. So, yeah, taking offensive line second round, it won't be probably, the best one. And we know Garrett Bradbury turned out well. Offensive linemen that we taken most in first round have worked out. In the cornerback group, can't draft Trayvon Diggs. We know we can't draft Trayvon Diggs. So getting like a Fulton, a Terrell, or Gladney, yay. Yeah, I would, that's fine. We just can't draft Trayvon. Now, if Trayvon is the best cornerback available, do we just grab maybe Gladney, in my opinion, and yes, I would still avoid a wide receiver if Gladney was on the board, because I'll grab Gladney. That's just my opinion. But yeah, this wide receiver class is very deep. This is a one lifetime, wide receiver draft. So, yeah, just wait for the second round. We need to fill in most the positions we need the most. And I like Olabisi Johnson. I like Olabisi Johnson. I would even in the fourth round. People have been talking about Tyler Johnson. I'll love him too. Get Tyler Johnson, and get and then Brandon. I don't know. If you can get those two, that would just fill it right there. I think we can do that. So maybe use second, fourth, or worst case scenario, if none of the good wide receivers, you're seeing a lot of them taken very, very early. Trade up in the second rounds. Bills gave us picks for a reason, so use them. So yeah, that is my opinion on why we should not draft a wide receiver. Tell me in the comments below, do you think the Vikings should draft a wide receiver in round 1? This has been Minnesota Vikings Man 28, and as always, Skull.